My dear brothers and sisters, all the husbands and wives, just as you are sitting together, just look at each other. Just look at each other and see how you've met this person for the first time. When you met for the first time, how was your feeling? When wife look at the husband, you can see so many changes now. When you saw him for the first time, he was so handsome. He had lots of hair on his head. And he was so slim beauty, or maybe with a six-pack, and many goodness you could find when you met him for the first time. And he was very good in his conversation, communication skills. And he was also very smiling and very romantic, and he was so helpful. And you found this is the person, and you were so attracted to him, and that is how you also have decided to marry this man out of millions of men in this world. You have chosen. Now when you look at him, you must be wondering, why did I choose him? What made me to choose this person? And many questions may come in your heart. But remember, when you met for the first time, it was God who worked through you. When you found the right person, you have decided and you got united. After all, it is not your selection. In fact, it was the selection from God. And wives, husbands, look at your wife. When you look at your wife, you can see when you met her for the first time, she was so beautiful. And she was very understanding, loving, and she also was very helpful and loving in every sense. And then you fell in love with your wife and have chosen your wife from millions of women in this world. And you found this is the person with whom I would like to live for my rest of my life. It was a great decision. It's not an ordinary decision, but you have decided. And sometimes it may not be the appearance of the person or the color of the person, but something from inside made you, this is the person. Now you must wonder, why did I do that? What made me to do that? Because it's a mystery. You may not understand it. It's a mystery. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, every man has got a dream to get married to the most beautiful film star, or all the women wants to get married to most handsome film stars or someone else. But many people, at the end, we all will marry someone from our neighborhood or someone from our community, someone ordinary, because it is something supernatural who is driving inside. As a human being, we all have a desire to get married to the best outside appearance. But God decides. If everyone is waiting for a film star or someone who is most attractive or beautiful, no one will get married. Maybe only a handful of people will get married. But the whole world, there is marriage taking place because there is something very mysterious, mystery. It is God who is controlling through their heart. Therefore, as you look at each other, as you hold each other's hand, have you noticed when you, for the first time, when you held the hands of your life partner, it was so soft and it was so delicate, but now it has become rough and tough. After working hard for you day and night in the kitchen and other area, and look at the head of the husband, and it's become bald, nothing on the head, sometimes nothing inside too, but you are able to understand each other, accept each other, because it's all mystery. And all these struggles, all these difficulties, and all whatever that is they are lacking in their life, They adjusted, they compromised, they sacrificed, and they are together with you like partners. It's all mystery, my dear brothers and sisters. Something supernatural working through you all. I used to think it is impossible for a person who is brought up in one culture, one family setup, one upbringing, and one character, behavior, nature, to get united to another person who was brought up in another culture, another family, another setup, another background, another nature, characteristics, to be united forever. It is impossible. It is impossible, humanly speaking. But it is possible only by the grace of God. Now many families are getting separated, disunited, because grace of God is getting absent. The grace of God is absent in those families, because no one is interested in the sanctity of marriage and sacramental binding of the marriage. And the grace is absent, the family setup is getting absent. Let's read this word of God in a special way. If anyone wants to unite your family together without any disunity, if you want your family to be united, please read this word of God. If you want protection for your family setup, please read this word of God. That is book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse 18 onwards. So 6 verse 18 onwards. Book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse 18 onwards. Let us read this word of God. It says like this: when Tobias wanted to get married to Sarah, there was this lady, Sarah, was possessed by evil spirit. There was an evil spirit who used to kill all those who are married to her. And then Tobias came to know that she is possessed, and anyone who gets married to her will be killed by the demon. So, but at the same time, he had a desire to get married to that lady. And then God helped through the angel Raphael. And the angel Raphael said these things to Tobias, and said, Angel Raphael said, do you really want to get married to her? Don't look at her weaknesses. Don't look at what is lacking in her. Don't look at the evil that is trying to control her. Look at me. I will help you. In every marriage, after the marriage, sometimes people say, Father, she has some problem which I did not know. He has some problem which I did not know. Don't worry. You will never get a perfect person in this world. But if you look at God, He can solve all the problem that you're facing. We read like this in the word of God, Tobit chapter 6 verse 18. The demon will smell it and flee and will never be seen near her anymore. And he says, Angel Raphael says, now when you are about to go to bed with her, normally it happens in the evening. So when you are in the evening, when you are about to go to bed with her, both of you, both husband and wife, must, it's not an option, but must. First, it is a must and it is a first. This is the must and this is the first thing that you need to do. Before you go to bed, when you go to bed, both of you must first stand up and pray. Stand up and pray is a posture of the prayer. So you can kneel down and pray or stand up and pray. Pray what? Imploring the Lord of heaven that mercy and safety may be granted to you. Imploring the Lord of heaven that mercy and safety may be granted to you. So what does it mean? Imploring the Lord of heaven that mercy for what? All the sins you have committed on that day. From morning to evening, we may be moving around with many things, many responsibilities. We may have made mistakes. So let us ask for mercy. And then safety. Safety for what? Safety for that night and also for the next day. So you are asking mercy for the past, safety for the future, and praying in the present. Imploring the Lord of heaven that mercy and safety may be granted to you. And he says, do not be afraid, for she was set apart for you before the world was made. this wife whom you have chosen, this husband whom you have chosen, he is set apart for you even before the world was made. Therefore, never ever think that you have chosen her or you have chosen him. It is God has chosen her for you, and it is God has chosen him for you, and you happen to meet them. That's all. Therefore, be grateful to God. Be thankful to God. The Lord will bless you. Therefore, if God has given you a blessing, a gift as a husband and wife, then appreciate this gift, at least for the sake of God. Sometimes it is very difficult to accept and appreciate our husband and wife when we look at their weaknesses or problems. Then remember, this husband is a gift of God. This wife is a gift of God. When we humiliate them, insult them, complain against them, the giver of the gift is getting affected. Jesus is humiliated. God is humiliated because he gave you this gift thinking that the best gift. Therefore, appreciate our life partner in the presence of God.